Welcome to another edition of Flea Market Fantasy, the world's second greatest Bronze Age era comic book podcast. Joining me as always is new Michael, Kevin Jank.
I'm a dirty little monkey.
That's right. You are a dirty little monkey. And that's a quote from this issue we're doing today. Tell the kids what we're reading, Jank.
Well, since I'm an enabler of your weird fixation with monkeys, I decided to pick Swamp Thing Annual #3 from 1988, I think.
I think 87, but
Yeah, somewhere around there.
yeah, a lot of monkeys in this issue. Some I never even knew existed, so I learned about some monkeys. So that's always good.
Yeah.
But
We got all the candidates we'll need for best monkey in this one issue, I feel like.
it's a weird issue.
Yeah,
Um,
not a lot of Swamp Thing in this Swamp
no.
Thing book.
There's absolutely nothing in this issue. Maybe not the best payoff to the story either, but
It was, yeah, they're going for a punchline, I think, there rather than
yeah.
a typical storyline.
So anyway, also could be the top three most perverted comics we've ever read because there's a lot of weird
Yeah,
stuff in here.
a lot of monkey loving.
You gotta, because when I think of the most perverted
These
books we've
people like
done,
monkeys even more than you.
because like the Elf Quest Elf Orgy was something that's up
Yep.
there. Um,
Yeah.
that I
That Ms. Tree with all the gang banging, that's probably
Oh,
up
that's
there.
right. I forgot about that one. And then just the recent champions with the brother sister stuff going on, and yeah,
Yeah.
that was one.
Yeah, that's definitely up there.
But yeah, this swamp thing, it's yeah, illicit monkey love is happening in this issue.
Sure was.
A little crazy. All right, so before we get into that, though, let's remind everybody if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. I think 383 is where we're at, so maybe we picked up one. But
Ooh,
again, the
okay.
goal is to get to 500
Picking up the
subscribers.
spare.
So we still got a ways to go. And if we
Yep.
do, Jank is going to make me read The Dark Knight.
Yeah, so just get everyone you know to subscribe for like a day. Well, as long as we hit 500 for like a second, it counts. And then
Yeah.
when you have to read The Dark Knight, so
And,
even if they unsubscribe, right afterwards, that's fine.
and shout out to Lonnie, one of our newest subscribers.
Hey.
Yeah, big fan. So thank you, Lonnie. All right. Also have a book out there called Monkey Flip about a chimp detective.
Ooh, that's very relevant to today's issue.
Yes, it all ties together. Although Bobo the
Now, in the
chimp
next
was not
book,
in this.
yeah, in the next book, will Sebastian hook up with a human lady?
Well, it's implied that, that's what he wants. Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
he sure
All
he sure
right.
seemed interested.
So, Swamp Thing Annual 3. We've done a Swamp Thing issue before on the show, way back when Mike L was the co-host. Because
Mhm.
Mike L loves Alan Moore.
He likes that weird sex magic.
Yes, he does. I
For
am
as
not a
perverted as this
fan.
was, you'd be surprised it was not written by Alan
Yes.
Moore.
So, the Swamp Thing origin, we'll just cover it real quick here. But again, it's weird. But originally,
Yeah.
his real name was Alec Holland. And he first appeared in Swamp Thing 1, 1972, created by Len Wein and Bernie Wrightson. And again, this was
Hmm.
right around the same time as Man Thing and Marvel. And
Yeah. Very similar characters. Look very similar. Both come out of the swamp.
and wasn't it like I can't remember who created, was it Roy Thomas that did Man Thing or
That sounds right.
but like weren't they like roommates or something with Bernie
Yes.
Wrightson or Len
That
Wein?
was the
So
story.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they
like
lived in the same apartment. Like, okay, let's see
yeah,
what's going
something's
on
going
here.
on. But anyway, yeah, Swamp Thing 1, 1972, and back then he was a scientist. He and his wife were scientists working on some out in the swamps. They were developing a potion or some sort of serum that would
Yeah.
it would help grow plant life and agriculture for like desert regions, even in harsh climates, you could still grow food and everything. Oh, what a
Oh,
thing
that's
they're
smart.
doing, Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
But some evil corporation wanted to get a hold of it, and they sent their little thugs over to steal it from them, and they beat them up. They stole they tried to steal the serum, or I don't know, but they put a bomb underneath a table to blow everything up in the lab. So old Alec Holland, he just woke up in time right when the bomb blew up, and it set him on fire, and he went running into the swamp, and he was also doused in the chemicals that they were working on. So when he went into the swamp, the chemical and the combination and everything, it turned him into a monster, the Swamp Thing.
Oh, yeah.
And he was trying to the rest of the book was him trying to get revenge on those creeps and also try to find a way to get back to a human body, you know, because
That's right.
the Swamp Thing's just like a, I don't know, how would you describe it, Jake? Just a bunch of like
He's basically, yeah, just a bunch of vegetation that kind of
yeah,
cobbles itself into a form that is somewhat humanoid. Um,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he's way more human than Man Thing. Um, like at
Yeah,
least
he doesn't have the
built like a
weird like
human.
snuffleupagus snout or anything
He
like
does have a
that. Like,
weird thing on his face though, like half
yeah.
a triangle or something on his face. I don't know how to
Yeah, he's
describe
like
it.
wearing a veil or something almost.
But yeah, it's just like a bunch of moss and vegetation and I don't know,
And
vines.
tubers, he's got to have a tuber when he's putting it to his lady there.
That's right, because again, he's a lot of stuff going on in this book. But yeah, he's in love with a
Yeah.
female lady. Um,
And she apparently is not slowed down at all by the fact that he's just a big
no,
pile of muck.
yeah, because then, all right, so that was the original origin. I like that origin. And again, that origin is very similar to the Man Thing origin.
Yep.
Shockingly similar. But I then Alan Moore came in. I don't know what issue this was. It was into the run a bit.
Like the 20s, I want to say, like that series.
Yeah, you know what? He came in like volume two of Swamp Thing, right? Because
Yeah. Yep.
what we're reading today is volume two.
Hmm.
So I think that started in 1982. So Alan Moore came in probably around 84 or something around there maybe.
Sounds about
And
right.
he switched it up. And what he did was the Swamp Thing creature was no longer Alec Holland who became a monster. It was a monster who thought it was Alec Holland.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's
a change. I don't know that it makes a huge difference, honestly.
it
It's
actually
like he's
does,
still,
I think.
yeah,
Because again, he tied it into all this other magical fantasy stuff. So the
yeah, the
monster,
green and all that stuff.
yes, he's actually the avatar of the green, which means he's the protector of all plant life on the planet.
Yeah.
I just like the guy turning into a monster.
You don't like him having a job?
No. So yeah,
I like
apparently
my
this
heroes unemployed.
this monster, he because the Earth was in a the environment was endangered or something, so the Green created this avatar to defend it against whatever. And this avatar, because Holland's like body was in the swamp, it somehow absorbed his consciousness somehow. So it kind of thought it was Alec Holland for a while,
Hmm.
but it wasn't. It was always the avatar for the Green.
Ah, yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't hate it. It's kind of like in the 90s there was a character after they had killed off, Cypher and Warlock. They brought out a new character supposedly like called Douglock. And supposedly like, Warlock's ashes had combined with Doug Ramsey's ashes and like it was a combination of the two of them. But then eventually it was just kind of they found out, oh, it's just Warlock. He just kind of absorbed his memory somehow. But it's like
It's just
either way, it's still kind of both of them, even if it's just his memories in
yeah.
there. It's like either way, you're still kind of the same thing.
Now this DC stuff, didn't they also have like the blue and the
Yeah, like the
brown?
different elements. I do kind of like that a lot, actually.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I wish Marvel had something like that.
I'm not a fan. So anyway, that's the Swamp Thing backstory. That's what we're dealing with here. And his lady friend, what's her name? Abby or is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Abby Arcane, I think her name is.
Oh yeah, because the Arcanes were like um they were like a mystical people or something. Like they were into
Yeah.
magic and stuff, right? And then like he had to like was it her brother or her husband or he was a bad guy, right? And then
Yep, I think so.
yeah, and like Swamp Thing, because it was like a thing. Swamp Thing was trying to get, like I said, a human body back, and Arcane was going to help him or something. But it's all a trick, or am I remembering this properly? Or I don't
Yeah, I
know.
don't know all the details, but I guess that would explain why she's so into him, even though he's a swamp man. It's like she's used
Yeah,
to weird magical stuff. She grew up around that shit.
there's some other weird characters in this book. One,
Yeah.
Buwana Beast. I never heard of this guy.
Me neither.
He's a white fella named Mike Maxwell, And his first appearance was Showcase 66 in 1967, created by Bob Haney and Mike Sikowski. And apparently, I don't know if he was an explorer or whatever, but him and his buddy were flying a plane through like the African jungles or something. They crashed, and he drank some rainwater that had filtered through some magical mountain, had minerals in it. And when he drank the water, it made him like real strong and agile and a
Oh,
superhero,
it's full of
basically.
roids, basically.
Yeah. So he wears like this African tribal mask, and
It basically looks like a luchador, kind of more than an African tribe, but
and he jumps around as like he dresses like Kazar or like Sheena, like kind of look. And
yeah.
but he's the Bawana Beast.
Yep. He has a very close relationship with a
Yes, I was gonna
female
say.
gorilla named
Yeah,
Princess.
it seems like he had sex with a
Yeah.
female gorilla as well. Well,
Yeah, they don't
that's
exactly
odd.
show what happens in their bedroom, but I don't
They
know.
seem very romantic together.
Yes.
Yeah, very cuddly.
He does not seem put off by this at all. So,
No. So that's Biwana Beast. Now we got a couple monkeys. Now we got Gorilla Grodd is in here. We know Gorilla Grodd. He's great. We've talked about him before on the show
hmm
several times. In Ape City, that hidden city in the jungle there in Africa, where
Yeah. Kind of led
all the
by a monkey named Salivar, I guess. He's like the
yeah.
leader, at
Yeah,
least
like
with this
Gorilla
kind.
Grodd always wanted to lead him, but they like captured Gorilla Grodd and they have him like in prison, it's kind of like in a where he's just watching TV the whole time. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Clockwork Orange thing, I guess. They just have
Yeah,
him strapped up and got his eyes propped open.
we'll get to that in a bit. But of course, Gorilla Grodd's a big Flash villain back in the day,
Yeah. Yep.
and so we also did that book. What was that? The Legion of Supervillains, or remember that, or the
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I think Grodd was in that. Um, but anyway, so some of the other monkeys in this book, Sam Simeon.
Yeah. This I think is the only like Bronze Age appearance of that character I could find, but I had heard of him. And I know they brought him back more in like the 2000s as like a detective, so it's very much Sebastian Winthrop there.
Yeah, well, the girl in this book, Angel O'Day, she's a
Yeah.
detective. And so I
Mm.
guess later on, he helps her out in her detective business. And I guess that book was called The Angel and the Ape, or The Ape and the Angel, or Angel
Yes,
and
that
the Ape.
sounds right. Yep.
Yeah. Angel and the Ape would be better, so we'll go with that. Angel and the Ape.
It's like Jake and the Fat Man. You got to get the order right. No one wants to watch Fat Man and Jake.
Exactly. So his first appearance was Showcase 77, 1968, created by E. Nelson Bidwell and Bob Oxner. Never heard of any of these people. And he was actually the grandson of Gorilla Grodd.
Oh, look at that.
And so when Angel O'Day and I don't know if it was her husband or her dad. I think probably her dad. Um, they went to Ape City and they brought Sam Simeon back to the States with them because he had a talent for art and he wanted to be a cartoonist, so he got a job at DC Comics. And
It
he's a
seemed like he was working at Marvel based off of who he was talking to, but
oh, who was he talking? We'll get into it in the issue. But yeah, he was working at DC and then later, like I said, he helped her out with her detective agency. So
yeah. So if he's Grodd's grandson, how come he is much more human? Was there some human mating along this line? Like
I think
is
it's just the way he's
Grodd banging a
drawn.
human lady?
Well, he's not drawn like in the later stories. He looked more gorilla-like. Like they
Yeah.
kind of draw him like more human here, like a
He
cross
kind of
between
looks
a
like the
human and
guy
a monkey.
from Metamorpho in this one, the one who always wanted
Oh
to
yeah, yeah,
bang
yeah,
Metamorpho's lady.
yeah. The old caveman guy.
Yeah.
Or he kind of reminds me of like that Spider-Man villain, the Gibbon.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. I love the Gibbon.
yeah. We did a Gibbon issue on the show years ago.
Oh, I
Um,
missed that one.
yeah, it was Craven the Hunter and the Gibbon versus Spider-Man. So what was I going to say about Sam Simeon? But yeah, that's all we need to know about him, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
Working at a comic book company. That's pretty great.
now the other one I never knew about, Gorilla Boss.
Yeah. I'd never heard of this character in my life.
Well, his real name is George Boss Dyke. Well, that's means that takes a completely different meaning in a certain
Yeah.
area. But yeah, this George Dyke fella, he was a mobster, and His first appearance was in Batman 75, 1963, created by
So
David.
he's not an actual ape. He is a man.
He was created by David Vern Reed and Lou Sayer Schwartz. But yeah, he was a mob guy who was killed in the gas chamber, and then they took his brain and implanted it in the body of a gorilla.
Your dream.
Yes. This seems to be a common thing because what else did this have? We've heard this before. Oh, the headman, right? Or they took the head of the guy and put it on a gorilla.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
But yeah, so they put his brain and put it in the body of a gorilla, so he still thinks he's a mob guy. But apparently he just watches a lot of TV and movies and just says the lines back. That's how he talks. Yes.
Yeah. I wonder if that was an ongoing thing or this book kind of came up with that aspect of it. Like it was once he was put in prison, he started watching so much
I
TV.
I think I read that he only had like a couple appearances, and then he was in this issue,
Hmm.
and like those appearances were 1963 or whatever, and then maybe one in the earlier in the 70s. But
Well, good on Rick Veitch for doing his research into DC's monkey categories
he
because
brought back all
he
the
was really
monkeys.
going into the history.
But he didn't do Bobo the Chimp, you know? It's
Yeah.
like this was before Bobo had his resurgence as Detective Chimp, right? So
That's right.
87, like this would be because that really wasn't until the
Yeah.
90s, I think. So he was
These
just
are the
on
lost
Bobo.
years.
Man. Anyone else we need to discuss from this cast of characters?
Congorilla.
Yeah, we've talked about him before. He was in
Yep.
what was that? Action Comics. You picked that one, right? What was?
Yeah, the one with where the team of like lost heroes from the 50s
Yes,
had to
the
fight
Lost
Vandal
Heroes.
Savage. Yeah.
Yeah, so Congorilla, I forget his real name, but we'll get to it in the book here. But he was a fella who he was an explorer down in Africa, and he found some magic ring or something. And when he rubs the ring, he can swap bodies with the enchanted golden gorilla called
Yeah.
Congorilla. So the monkey gets his body, and he gets the monkey's body. That's I guess that's beneficial.
Yeah. I guess it's like the gorilla boss, except he gets to switch back and forth. He's not always, his brain's not always in the body of a gorilla, so that's good.
Although
Although
he
apparently
won't,
not for
yeah,
him. Yeah.
yeah,
Apparently
he
he
wants
likes
to
it the
just be a
other way.
monkey. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, another very hinted at something very
Yeah.
disturbing in this
It
book.
got pretty weird at the end.
We'll get to it later, but it seems like he did something very awful to someone. Any other monkeys? Is that all the monkeys? Or?
Yeah, I think that's all the monkeys.
All right.
Except for, obviously Davy Jones and
Yeah, I
Mickey
wish Mike
Dolenz.
Nesmith would have showed up. I'd have been over the moon. So, all right. I guess that's it. So let's look at the cover here, Jank. It's a good cover by Brian Boland, is the
Yeah, I
artist.
love me some Brian Boland art. And this is pretty spectacular. So we got the little corner box, just a little green kind of DC there. It's suggested for mature readers for nonstop monkey love, interspecies erotica, if you will.
Yes.
And then it says annual. It's got annual listed in each letter is in its own little box. They're little like orange boxes with green letters in them. It says annual right across the top. And then you get the Swamp Thing logo, which is very swampy looking. It's in yellow. And then
Outlined in
basically
white. Yeah.
yeah. The background of this cover is essentially a giant shot of the top part of Swamp Thing's face, like his eyes and his brow, and it kind of goes down to that weird triangle that we were talking about that goes from his nose to the bottom half of his face. Like that part's kind of cut out and just all black. But so you just see the top part of his face. And then in that black like nose section, you've got a shot of Congorilla, the golden gorilla there, and he's eating his human counterpart's clothes and his gun. He's just got his cradled in his arms, kind of, and the hat's just laying there on the ground in the brush there, and yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, it's a great cover, great composition, and the eyes of Swamp Thing are bright red. So
Hmm.
really
Swamp
sets
Thing
it
looks
off.
great. The gorilla looks great.
Yep. So a good cover there, Brian Boland. All
Hmm.
right, we open it up and we get a splash page of this Gorilla Grodd's face, and he's
Yep.
staring at this little computer thing, a little gadget, and it's shining a light into his eyes, but he has his right eye closed now. And the narration just talks about how he's been stuck like this for how many years? They said he's the
Uh,
dreaming gorilla
the
sat
fourth
numb and
year.
unfeeling, yeah, deep in a twilight stupor. So for 4 years they just had him like dreaming kind of to keep him under control
Yeah.
because this gorilla Grodd's a bad dude, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got those mind powers, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, we can't like let him, concentrate, I guess, to use
So
his powers.
so does Sam
So,
Simeon, I guess. He has a little psychic monkey powers as well, but not to the
oh,
level
okay.
of Gorilla Grodd, you know. So but
Got
yeah,
diluted
he's
over the generations.
yeah. So, but he's like been dreaming here, kept in suspended animation, and it took him like all this time to finally close one of his eyes. And it's very painful for him to do that. But
Yep.
by just by closing one of the eyes, he now has enough control of his brain to use his powerful mental abilities to kind of
Yeah.
control every monkey in the world, apparently.
Apparently, they make mention of he did something years ago, like some post-hypnotic suggestion, so that if he was ever in this situation, he would have a way
Yes.
out, type of
If I'm
thing.
ever in a situation where I'm being held in suspended
Where this,
animation,
and
uh,
this light is shining in my eyes for years on end.
close your eye is what I will tell myself, and it'll work. But wait, if
It'll
he
only
can
take four
control,
years to
if
kick
he
in.
can control all the monkeys in the world, why couldn't he can't control that Solivar guy to just turn off the machine? You
Yeah,
know, seems to
that's a
be a
very good
loophole in
point.
the logic
I
of
mean,
this.
Solivar, I guess, has this Mind Force too. They mentioned, but no,
Uh,
I guess he's not as proficient with it. So maybe that's how
uh,
he's keeping it out. But yeah, I
uh,
don't know.
so anyway, because
Maybe
it
get
seems
that
like
giant ape that fought Superman in that issue that you and Michael did.
I can't even remember. Giant ape that fought. I can't. Wow, I can't even remember. Giant monkey that fought. Ultra Humanite. You mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, the white monkey. Yeah, yeah, he was cool.
Yep.
But we should also mention like this. It's not like he's in a prison cell or anything. It just seems like he's in an alcove in Solivar's office. You know?
They put him in the breakfast nook.
Yeah, it's like what you should probably put him in a jail cell too. You know?
That would be
Um,
smart, yeah. Instead of just banking on this little TV to keep him in line.
like why does Solivar want him in his office? Like, it seems odd. But that's
Maybe he hangs his coat on him when he comes in. It's like a coat rack now.
you think you would have noticed, hey, his one eye shut. What's going on over there? After 4 years,
He thinks he's a pirate.
what's happening? So, all right, now we cut over and we see Swamp Thing. This was a pretty cool layout of panels.
Hmm.
It's like a two-page spread. So the top third of the page, it's a series of six small panels, and we see Abby from the side, and she's walking left to right.
Yep.
And every couple panels, Swamp Thing recreates himself out of the grass to try and talk to her. And what's the gist of their argument here, Jay?
She's upset because I guess this is after the whole Gotham City thing where he seemingly died. But obviously he did not. He could just reform himself or whatever. But she's all upset because she just kind of realized, hey, like you're not even around half the time. You're always doing this stuff in the green, and like I don't even know if you're paying attention to me. Like you always seem
And
preoccupied with other stuff
and
that
I
you
think
got
she also
going
got
on.
mad because he was talking about a villain or something, and he referred to him as a mere human.
Oh
And
yeah,
she's like, I'm a human, you know. You think
yeah.
I'm yeah.
Like I can't compete with all this crazy shit you got going on. Like I'm just a normal person. I can't keep up with all this.
And also, you know what else is really tough in this relationship? You're a swamp monster. You just reek of swamp.
Yeah, that's not ideal. Not enough showers in existence to cure that.
Yeah. So I don't know, but yeah, it's pretty cool. And then in the bottom of that two-page spread, you get a panel of Swamp Thing finally confronting her, and in the
Yeah.
back you see like a trail of all his former bodies collapsing.
I
So
do like it. It's a cool shot, but it's also like seems very inefficient on his
yeah,
part. Like, why don't you just walk with her? Like, instead of constantly
Yes.
recreating yourself.
Yeah, that is true. Like just walk alongside her. That's all you got to do. We didn't
Yeah.
mention the creators here. Rick Veitch is the writer, and we of course we know Rick Veitch because we just did the one a
Yep.
couple months back. It was the lowest viewed show we've ever done, but I think Mr. X might be beating it. So no one's
Hey.
watching Mr. X. That's a shame because Mr. X
Yeah.
is great.
It's
But
not Mr. A, so you
yeah,
should watch that
a
one.
lot of people watch Mr. A. That's the gangbusters for us. But Rick Veitch, he's the writer. He's also one of the artists here because there are four pencilers credited for this book. So yeah,
That's a sign of quality right
I
there.
didn't do research on any of them because yeah, if
Yeah,
it takes
that's too
four of you to
much.
draw a book, that's too many. So, but Rick Veitch is one of them, and someone named McManus and Fern and what's the other one? Uh,
Um,
Woke, Woch, Walk.
well, yeah, walk. I don't
I
know.
don't know who any of those people are. So
Well, but Tom Yates apparently inked all of them, so
yeah,
that's
yeah,
something.
he did good work. So yeah, we'll just credit everything to Rick Veitch. So that's what we're gonna
Yeah,
do.
just easier that way.
So yeah, Abby and Swamp Thing are having a little lover's quarrel here, and
Yeah,
she's kind of
she seems like she's fed up. She's like, I might just leave.
yeah.
Like,
Again,
I don't
you're
want
a
to limit you.
swamp monster, you know. Uh,
Yep.
so, but he's trying to like convince her, no, everything's cool. Don't worry about it.
Oh, we
And
did forget a monkey. I'm just realizing now.
uh-oh.
First monkey we see here.
All right. So yeah, we cut over away from them, and oh yeah, yeah, this guy's great. We know this guy too. Do you remember? All right.
I can't remember his name. The
Uh,
French gorilla monkey here.
yeah. I'll tell where we saw him before in a minute. So there's a tank rolling across like the desert, and there's a guy reading a
Mala, is that it?
yeah, it's something like that. Uh, yeah, Mallah, yes, Monsieur Mallah. He's like a French monkey, and
Yeah. Wears a beret, always smoking a dart.
he's pals with the Brain. Do you remember where we heard of these guys before?
I don't. I think
They were villains for the original Doom Patrol,
oh, okay.
and I don't know. They were in a. I don't know if they're again. I blur because I
I
did
don't think they were
research.
in the one we did.
Yeah, because we did a newer Doom Patrol issue, but
Yeah.
I think in my research I brought it up. So maybe yeah, maybe we never did talk about them on the show.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
think so. Because that one they were basically just like trying to gather the team. I don't even think there was a villain in that.
yeah, because I did a smaller video about Doom Patrol, and maybe that's when because I did read a book with them in it, and
Oh.
so maybe that's where I got it. So either way, but yeah, they're like Doom Patrol villains. But yeah, he's a monkey with a brain. He's smoking a dart, and he's got this bandolier? What are they called?
Yeah, bandoliers.
Bandoliers. There it is. Yeah, the
Yeah.
bullets. So he looks pretty cool. And they're reading a Daily Planet newspaper, "Tears for Titano" by Lois Lane. And I guess a monkey died. Uh,
Yeah, I guess the Titano. I think he's a giant monkey.
yeah. So Lois is writing a nice little story about him. And this guy here, one of these mercenaries, yeah, that are dressed in like green uniforms and rifles, he's like, "What do you say, Mala? How'd you like to get between the sheets with Superman's girlfriend? You think you're more her type? You got animal magnetism, don't you?" And the Brain in this issue, he's in a little like a R2D2 kind of body, a little rolling ribbit.
Yeah.
Um,
No arms, nothing. Looks
yeah.
like a garbage can with a head.
But him and Mala are real tight, and he comes up with the plans, and Mala's like the muscle, and so he's telling the guy to shut up, leave Monsieur Mala alone, and he's trying to get
Yeah.
on
It's
with the
not nice.
plan.
It's not a good idea to like tease monkeys, basically.
Yeah.
It's a good way
So
to get your genitals ripped off.
and again, this is a big old gorilla monkey too. It's not a little guy. So what does Monsieur Mala do to these other people in this tank, Jack?
Well, he just goes ape shit and starts bashing their heads against the wall. And yeah, basically, you see in the next panel, they're inside this tank, and then there's just a bunch of bodies laying there and puddles of blood everywhere.
Yeah. And the Brain's like, Sacre bleu, Mala, what has come over you? Why have you slaughtered them? Couldn't you have waited until they outlived their usefulness? And old Mallah just looks at him and then backhands him, smashes his head.
Yeah. His brain just smashes against the wall.
So then Mallah takes control of the tank and he changes course and he's driving somewhere else now.
Yeah.
Uh, how about that? All right, so we cut back to Abby and Swamp Thing, and again they're still fighting. And it seems like Abby's breaking up with
More
him.
drama.
She's giving him the
Yeah.
talk. It's like, we're just growing apart here. We gotta, maybe it's time we move on.
Maybe
Uh,
tubers aren't enough for me anymore.
I'd really like to sleep with someone who's not a swamp monster.
Picky, picky.
It
Lower
doesn't
your standards, Abby.
Someone who doesn't reek of fungus and moss. That'd be great. So, but then this Alec, though, she's calling him Alec, and old Swamp Thing, he just turns and walks away while she's still talking. And she turns
Yep.
around, she sees him walking away, and she's like, "Oh, well, that's just fine, Alec, because this is it." And she starts walking
Yeah.
away.
Uh-oh, it's all over.
Yeah. So now we cut over and we see like the nib of a pen and working on a comic book page. And
Hmm.
then we pull back the camera a little bit more and we see it's like a monkey foot holding the pen. And it's our buddy Sam Simeon. He dressed in like a Hawaiian shirt and some green shorts. And he's got a sexy lady. I guess that's Angel. She's over there posing for him in a bikini.
Hmm.
And he's drawing her.
I
And
never would have guessed she was a detective at this point
yeah,
because
yeah, I
yeah,
know.
she
She didn't
spends
seem
most of
very.
her time just modeling.
I guess she's kind of a ditz. She's not the best detective either, I guess. So that's why he helps her out. But
Oh, that's pretty good. That's fun.
but
But yeah, he's
so
talking to his editor there, Stan.
uh, oh, so you're assuming it's Stan Lee then, is that?
Yeah, that's what I was assuming they're taking shots at
Yeah,
there. Because he's trying to be like, no, come on, I have an artistic integrity. And the person on the phone's like, no, 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 just do what I tell you.
yeah. And
I
because
got
he's like,
news for you, Stan. I threw out your script 6 months ago. I think you need a new ghostwriter, pal.
yeah, his the comic book he's doing is called Attila Gorilla,
Yeah.
and yeah, Stan on the phone, you hear him saying, "You got Attila Gorilla chasing all these naked broads, screaming, 'I'm a dirty little monkey and I'm out of control. I'm a dirty little monkey and I'm out of control.'"
That's a good catchphrase.
It
I'd
is.
read that book.
That's pretty great. I think we got another nominee for quote of the year. Maybe
Yeah.
soon, but it's going to be tough to beat the Black Knight polishing the old ebony blade. But but Sam Simeon, he's just trying to talk to his editor there, and he's like, "Hey, you don't know what art is. I'm an artist. I'm tired of this nonsense." So he
Yep.
just goes nuts and he starts flipping out, and he like jumps out the window, and, and Angel's like,
Angel's like, can I move now?
yeah,
Like, you just left.
like Sam, and she's like, "Sam, what's wrong with you? What are you going to do?" And he looks real devious, and he's looking at her in her
And
bikini, and he says, "I'm a dirty little monkey."
I'm totally out of control.
And he grabs her up, throws her over his shoulder, and jumps out the window.
Yep.
So,
And Stan's still talking on the phone, and he spilled some ink all over his page. So
and it looks like
there's
the
a whole
page he's
afternoon
drawing,
down the
though. It looks
drain.
like Gorilla Grodd stuck in a chair.
Yeah.
Like, so,
Oh, that's a weird looking Gorilla Grodd. It's
yeah,
like he's got like old man whiskers, like something out of Planet of the Apes.
yeah, because that's what the editor's like. He's like, "Who's this weird monkey with the sideburns?" And, but yeah, I guess like his mind is being taken over and he's been drawing them like that. So I don't know. But anyway,
Yeah.
so now we cut back to Abby, and she's now decided she's going to follow Alec, and she follows his footprints back to an old shack in the swamp, and it was where he was doing his experiments with his wife in his former life.
Yep.
Uh,
Apparently, it held up pretty well to the
yeah,
fire because it's
I
still
know.
standing, still a building.
I thought it blew up. Um, well, yeah, he's mixing. He's going through the motions of conducting the experiment. All the beakers and everything are smashed, so he's like pouring stuff through a beaker with no bottom.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, hi, Linda." She's like, "Linda, your
Yeah,
wife's dead. Like, what are you talking
yeah,
about?"
yeah. He's losing his mind a bit here. All right, so now we cut over and we see a white fella driving a black priest into the African like Sahara, or what do we call this
Yeah, the savannah, maybe. I don't know.
Savannah. That's the word. Thank God you're here
Yeah.
for all these words I can't remember.
I'm
Bandolier,
a living
Savannah.
thesaurus.
Yeah. Thank God for jank. So, but this is our buddy, the Boana Beast.
hmm
For some reason, he
Yeah,
has
he's
the
taking
priest
this priest out
blindfolded.
here. Yeah, he's taking the priest out to meet the Buana Beast, and so he's got him blinded, and then he's gonna go basically pull a Clark Kent and go change in a phone booth and come back as the Buana Beast and pretend to be a different guy.
Because this priest guy, he wants the Boana Beast help with is like overthrowing a government or something, like an evil government. Is that what he wants, or some sort of political thing, right?
Yeah, this isn't politics; it's slavery, murder, greed,
Yeah,
mostly suffering. Can't you help?
yeah. So he's like, but anyway, so the Mike Maxwell, I think his name is, he sneaks off to find, hey Juba, how's my little princess? And Juba is a giant lady gorilla,
Yeah.
and she's got a little sack tied around her neck there, that contains the magic mineral water that turns them into Moana Beast, and they're getting real cozy.
Yeah, they sure are. I don't know what's going on in that first panel with the green thing. Like, what is that?
He's wedging a green thing in her mouth.
It's
I don't know what
like a
that is.
green Twizzler. He's like, here, have this.
And then,
And then he's like, oh, give me just a tiny bit of that, drink around your neck there. And then they start kind of kissing a little bit, like she's flat out kissing him right in the mouth.
she's
Totally
snuggling up to him.
normal.
Yeah. Yeah, they get real tight on their lips then in the third panel, and he says, "Ooh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. I can feel it. I can feel it." And then the next panel, he's just in a loincloth and boots, and his his luchador mask or whatever,
Yep.
and
It's kind of tiger printed. You got the little.
or like leopard or cheetah, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, leopard. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and he's like, "Thank you, Juba. I don't know what our bishop friend wants, but I think he deserves some sort of reward for his belief in Bawana Beast. Something to inspire him, perhaps."
Yeah.
And she looks kind of
And
sad. She thought they were going to make sweet, sweet love, and
it, that's the
she's.
lucky loincloth. Every time he puts that on, I always get some action.
And not only that, he somehow starts riding a flying zebra.
Yeah.
What? Where does one procure a winged zebra? I don't know.
What part of drinking the mineral water made that
Yes, I
happen?
don't understand any of this. And
There's so much going on with this character.
do you think the zebra wants you riding on him with a loincloth? Put some pants on. What is going on here? But yeah, so he rides in on the zebra and he starts talking to the priest guy, and the priest is like, "Oh, yeah, it's Buona Beast," and he's telling him his problems and everything. And Buona Beast says, "Nah, I can't help you."
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Thanks for coming out here, but I'm not going to do anything. That's politics. I don't get involved in that shit.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
And he's like, the priest is like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I gotta go." So he flies off on a zebra, and the priest says, "Thanks, Buana." And then he blindfolds himself again. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And he
And he now comes back again in the Jeep, dressed normally again. He's like, "Oh, hey, how'd it go up there?" And the priest is like, "Actually, it was one of the most disturbing moments of my life, Mr. Maxwell. I am a man of Christ, Mr. Maxwell, but tonight I saw a god, one of the ancient legends that my people have revered since time immemorial. But that wasn't the most disturbing part." And
Yeah,
he's like,
well,
"What
what
could
could
be
be
weirder
what could
than
be weirder
that?"
than that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was white.
Yeah. That is just kind of shocking. Yeah. So, all right, that's Buona Beast for you. So now we get to Maxwell again. He's dropped the priest off and he's returned to talk to Juba, and he's just again snuggling with the lady gorilla,
Yeah.
and she's got his arm around him, and it's like they're gonna start smooching, but then she just bites his arm, and he's like, "What the what?" And yeah, and then she grabs his helmet, and I guess his little lucha helmet or whatever. It's what does he say? It helps him communicate with animals or something. I don't know.
Sure.
And she's taken the helmet and mineral water with her, and the keys to my Land Rover. Yeah, she took the keys.
Without the elixir and Buana Beast helmet, I'm only Mike Maxwell, a human being. And yeah, he's out in the middle of the desert basically at this point with no Jeep and no superpowers.
And a
So he's
giant
kind of screwed a
wound,
little bit.
in his arm from a gorilla bite.
Yeah.
So gonna bleed
Oh
out.
man.
Old Abby, now we cut back to Abby and she's still asking Alec what the hell he's doing in this lab of his, and he's just basically recreating how Alec Holland became, well, again, it's weird because he didn't become Holland.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But how Alec Holland died, I guess, where he was on fire. He thinks he's on fire, even though he's just Swamp Thing and he's not on fire. So he starts running out and dives into the water just like he did before. And she's just confused and like, Alec, what's going on here?
So now we cut over to our buddy Congorilla, but he's in
Yeah.
the human guy. I don't know his name's Bill something.
Yep.
Um, but
Uh,
but I guess he's in like a Hollywood situation here. He makes, I don't know, does he make
yeah, they've
movies
been
or
doing some kind of a reality show, I think, almost, even though this is way before the reality TV boom. But now they want him to start doing the gorilla thing on TV. And he's like, ah, no, I'm not going to do that. And even his like old sidekick, he had like a Bucky apparently, who also just runs around in a loincloth like, like a little Tarzan boy. And even he's trying to convince him, like, hey, yeah, just do it. We'll make so much money.
Yeah,
And
he
Congorill's like,
wants
no,
to.
no, no, I don't want any part of this.
And he looks down at the ring on his finger there, and the ring's like a gold ring with a little monkey on it. Look at that. It's pretty cool. And yeah, they're just still trying to convince him to do it. And he's like, nope, not going to do it. That's final. And one of the reasons why he doesn't want to do it is the narration, he says, then I think of that poor woman on that safari in Kenya 3 years back. I didn't mean to lose control like that, but a gorilla's urges are so primal. I know
Oh
the
no.
police never suspected, but Christ, I'm always going to have to live with that, the look on her face. So
Oh no.
am I to understand that he was in a monkey body and raped the lady?
I don't know. I guess maybe he just murdered her, but either way, like,
It's
I
not
don't
good.
know.
Not good.
It's not good either
But
way.
but the urges makes me think it was sexual, you know?
Yeah. Huh. Oh no.
It's calling gorilla.
This Congorilla needs to be contained.
What's going on here? So but yeah, he puts on his little pit helmet and his hat and he's gonna walk out of there. And they're like, but
Yeah.
Bill, and then suddenly he starts jumping around like a monkey because he switched bodies with the gorilla.
Yep.
So now
And
the
all of a sudden he
gorilla's
just takes the ring off and tosses it.
yeah, and he like runs out of the window and he's a monkey. So
Yeah.
so then that other guy who was his sidekick, he puts on his little underpants. You could have just went after him with your normal clothing, you know? You really didn't strip
Yeah,
down into
there's
the
really no
leopard
need for
print
this.
underpants without
It's not
shoes.
much of a secret identity or anything like that, so you're not keeping this a secret of any kind.
Seriously, just wear shoes. You don't want to step on a nail or something.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go run through the desert like this. Don't worry about it.
So now we cut to the Africa or wherever where the gorilla is, and we see he's like up on a little rock, and there are other gorillas like making fun of him or something. I don't know, they're like taunting him, and he's like, "All right, I'm just gonna beat the hell out of these gorillas." And yeah, he just starts beating up these gorillas.
Yeah.
Uh, so that's something. All right, now we come back to Abby, and she's looking in the swamp there for Alec in the water, but he's not there, and I don't know. He's sinking down to the bottom of it. It's kind of like the graduate in that pool scene where he's just.
Yeah. He's doing a very slow emo cannonball.
And now we cut to our buddy Boss Gorilla, the first time we're seeing him.
Yeah, we're finally still introducing characters like 40 minutes into this.
This book, yeah, because it seemed like this book was going to be the longest thing ever. Because we get to like, I'm like, they're just building up to finally where we're getting to the plot here, and
Yeah.
and then it just
And then
ends.
it ends. Yeah.
Next page. I was like, oh, all right, that's not that bad. But I guess this guy's at a zoo or something. He looks like he's in a natural habitat of like some rocks or something, but he's behind bars and he gets to sit in
He's
like a
got a
lazy
TV
boy.
and
Yeah.
VCR. Yeah, set up. A bunch of videotapes on there.
And he's just watching TV and people come to the bars to look at him and oh, he's wearing like tiger striped underpants and he's got a banana. And he's just
Yep.
doing famous lines from movies, and they're saying like they request he does Clint Eastwood, and he does the old Dirty Harry speech,
Yeah. Does some taxi driver? Does he talking to me?
and Marlon Brando, I think. So yeah, so he's just
Yeah.
going through the hits, and then while everyone's laughing, he takes the guard's keys and locks them into the cage, and he leaves.
Yep.
So and he says, "I'm on a
And
mission
he's
from
doing a
God, on a mission
yeah,
from
that's pretty
Grodd."
great.
Yeah,
He's got a hat and like sunglasses. That's pretty
yeah,
good.
Blues Brothers reference for you kids out there. So
Hmm.
now we cut over and we see another big splash page of Gorilla Grodd staring right in the camera with his one eye shut.
That one eye makes all the difference.
And we see that he's taking control of all the monkeys and he's bringing these monkeys here. Now, this next thing with Monsieur Mallah and the brain, um, I don't know, like Mallah puts a scorpion in the brain for some reason. I don't know, like
Yeah. I
what was
don't
the
know
point of
how
that?
this brain works, but apparently he's very
Yeah,
upset about this scorpion in his brain, even though he's just seems to be a robot.
yeah,
Um, but I
I
guess
don't
the
know.
scorpions maybe clipping wires, I suppose.
So I guess he's going to the airport to like pick up Sam Simeon because Sam Simeon hijacked a plane.
Yeah, that's right.
And so Sam Simeon's got a gun, but it's really just a squirt gun. Um,
He's holding the pirate or the pilot hostage. Yeah, but then everyone realizes it's just a squirt gun and they toss his ass out.
it's-
So much for 100 men versus a gorilla. Apparently,
yeah,
it just takes like one old woman and three other guys, and they can toss this gorilla out.
but old Monsieur Mallah is like, "Hey, I'm here to pick you up." So they get in the tank, and old boss gorilla, he's like on he took a freight like a cruise ship or something. He's on like a ship, and like Prince
Yeah,
Charles is there. I don't know what's happening.
this was weird. Yeah, like maybe we just let him take the Rolls Royce, and it won't bother us anymore.
Yeah, so they pull into port in Nairobi, and he takes the Rolls Royce, and he's driving his way to get to Grodd, wherever.
And
And
he picks up the loincloth wearing sidekick of Congorilla.
yeah, yeah, he's hitchhiking. He picks him up, and then
He
I don't know.
starts doing some dragnet impressions. It's pretty good.
We just see like a splash page of all the gorillas going nuts. They're all like, and
Yeah.
even the Bill, the Congorilla human form, he's naked now, running around with the gorillas.
That is weird. Like apparently even the man brain in the monkey body and the monkey brain in the man body, they're both affected the same way.
Yeah, I really don't know. I don't know.
So weird.
Well, it seems like he got like Congorilla, like Bill, the human brain, got swapped into the monkey body. And then when he's in the
Yep.
monkey body, he's still Bill. So I think he controlled or was he just beating up those monkeys because they were cornering him? We don't really get a lot of Congorilla after that, right? I mean,
Not so much.
so like the human, so what I'm saying is like the human body with the monkey brain, he's really possessed by Grodd.
Yes, because he's a
Yeah.
monkey brain. But I'm
But
pretty sure I don't know why, Congorilla in the monkey body would be here if he wasn't possessed. Like, how would he even
well,
know to
I
come
think
here?
well the monkey body's there already. Like he's already in this nation of African nation. Like that's where he lives. The enchanted
Oh.
monkey. Like he's always there, I guess. So
Oh, he always lives right by Gorilla City.
I think, right? Like I don't know. But
I would
anyway.
think if your one superpower is transferring into this gorilla body, you'd want to keep that gorilla close by, right? Like not not in a different country. Like, oh shit, what have I done?
So they yeah, Boss Gorilla and the sidekick are going to Gorilla City and then Swamp Thing's there. Well, Swamp Thing, because I
Yeah.
guess Gorilla Grodd also took control of Swamp Thing's brain. That's why he was acting weird. And
Yeah, and it does look like Swamp Thing has changed his appearance just slightly to be more monkey-like.
yeah, like
He looks
his arms are
slightly more
longer.
ape. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's hunched over, walking like a gorilla. And yeah, so all these monkeys are converging on Ape City, or is that what it's or Gorilla City? It's called Gorilla City.
Yeah,
And
I think Gorilla City.
and
And
we
they're
see
all
that's
coming for Salivar's head.
yeah, he's the guy who runs the city and everything, and and so he's leaving like a audio diary of his last moments.
Yeah. Please delete my file browser history.
Yes.
Don't look at it.
Oh, and then old Gorilla Boss breaks through the door with an axe, and he goes, "Here's Gianni," the old shining bit.
Yep.
And then Monsieur Mallah jumps through a window with a machine gun, and he guns down Salivar, at least, or he hits him in the shoulder, at least. And they're beating up Salivar. And finally, Gorilla Grodd says, "Hey, I can get out of my chair now." So he stands up out of the chair.
Yeah. This is easier than I thought.
Yeah. And they're helping Gorilla Grodd walk around, and Grodd's just saying, "Yep, yeah," because like Congorilla's not there. Like,
Uh, yeah.
like everyone else is there. The Djuba, the beast, the Buana beast, lady gorilla, she's there. Gorilla Boss, same Simeon. But yeah,
Yeah, that's true, I suppose,
yeah, we don't really get an explanation of what gorilla
but the
the
sidekick, met up with him clearly.
no, that was wasn't that Gorilla Boss that picked him up in the car?
Uh, yeah, he picked him up, but then there's the panels, after that where you show him meeting up with the golden gorilla there.
Oh, I thought that was still Gorilla Boss.
They're like in the
Uh,
woods and see he's holding up the camera
oh yeah, that's
and
right.
he's
He's like
talking
he's
to him.
almost incoherent, or is it me? He's babbling about contracts and networks and their rings. I have to stifle the urge to
Yeah.
rip his lungs out.
He does not want any part of this stupid show.
Yeah, so I guess he is there.
Yeah.
But he doesn't
He just like
invade the Salivar's place,
yeah, he
though.
just doesn't go inside. He didn't want to take his shoes off.
Yeah, so he says, instead, I perform one last human gesture, I walk away. So I guess he's still a
Yeah.
human, so he can walk away, unlike the other monkeys. I don't know. All right,
It's
so
not important.
we get into Grodd.
So then Grodd, yeah, he's basically telling his whole story, and like the part that seems dumb to me is he's like, yeah, you have these same powers, but you're not smart enough to use them like I am. Like, maybe don't tell him that, like that he could be fighting you back by using, these powers against you.
So his big plan now is to somehow tap into like the oh, what he says, like there's been a lightning storm cracking in this mountain that has special minerals and it's getting an electrical charge or something, and he
Yeah.
drinks the special mineral water from Juba the gorilla, and he's going to tap into that magnetic field or something to get all the power of the earth. Is that what the goal is here? Something like that?
Yeah, yeah. And he's like also like, oh, this is a new modern age. I gotta have superpowers. That's why I need this mineral water. Like you've got like telepathy and like ultimate mind control. That's not a superpower in itself. That
So
should be good enough to take out anybody.
he drinks that Buana beast juice, and we see a bunch of lightning and cracking and everything, and then the next panel, oh, it's everything's done. Just-
Yep. Swamp Thing's body is just laying there in the middle of Gorilla City, like giant sized body, and the gorillas are cleaning up. They're trying to like, uh, fix everything that was broken, and they're like, we'll probably just leave this Swamp Thing here. I don't know.
uh,
It'll be a monument to what we've lived through today.
yeah, but it's like narrated to you through Sulliver's log again. He's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, everything's back to normal,
He's like, I didn't say anything about the internet. No, it wasn't me.
and we go leave my browser history alone. So then we cut over and we see Gorilla Grodd. He basically fried his brain by doing
Yep.
that, and he's like
He's like,
comatose to the
Grodd forgot
chair.
about the one weak link in this plan, his own brain cells.
Uh, and all the other like gorilla boss is back to being just a gorilla and um,
Yeah.
acting weird.
Mala is now picking up Robot's body, her brain's body there, and he's like, yeah, sorry about all that.
Yeah,
I'll fix you.
Brand's like, I thought you were gonna kill me. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. We're buddies. Don't worry about it, bud. I got you.
Yeah.
We'll get you a new body. He's like, oh, okay. So he's got to get away. And then in the
But
bottom
why?
corner,
C'est
as,
l'amour.
as we're getting a recap of all these gorillas and how they're recovering, in the bottom right corner of all the pages, we see Abby like just curled up, sleeping in the grass.
Yeah.
Um,
She's like in a fetal position now.
so we see Salivar, he's all bandaged up, and he's talking to Sam Simeon, and he's like, "Hey, why don't you stay here?" And Sam Simeon's like, "Yeah, this Gorilla City is pretty awesome. Maybe I will stay here.
Yeah.
It's pretty great." But then he looks over and he sees Angel still in her bikini, and all the gorillas are getting touchy-feely with her.
Yep, and she looks excited. She is into
Yes.
this. She is ready for them to run a train on her. He's like,
So,
"Oh, we're out of here.
yes,
We're
he
going,
grabs
honey."
her and takes her away. And we get another shot of Abby. Now we cut over to Mike Maxwell. He's got the gaping hole in his arm, and he's trying to climb up to that mountain where the mineral water is. He figures if he can get there and drink more mineral water, it'll heal him. But the vultures are circling. They're about to get him, and uh, and then Jubu, the gorilla, shows up, and she pours the mineral water in his mouth, and they make sweet, sweet love, I guess.
Yep, all night long. Once he gets his strength back,
Because I mean,
he's
look
got
at it.
his
That's love in
stamina.
his eyes when he's looking up at her. Like
Who could resist those giant nostrils?
giant gorilla lady. And then now on this bottom panel of Abby sleeping, she's kind of waking up, and we see Swamp Thing coming out of the swamp. He's walking up behind
Yeah.
her.
The last panel we just saw like the top of his head poking out of the water, and then now he's kind of, about waist high, sticking out of the water.
All right, now we cut over to Congorilla, the golden monkey who has the guy's brain in him now, or his consciousness, and
Yeah.
he's having fun with these other gorillas, just being a gorilla, and like
Yeah,
the
he likes this way more than he thought, apparently.
yeah. So his sidekick guy filming everything, he's like, "Hey, I got the ring, but I think you just want to be a monkey. Is that right?" And he's like, "Yep." He's like, he just stays there. So he's like,
I
"All
really
right."
don't want to do that reality show, so I'm gonna stay a monkey for the rest of my life.
And he's like, "All right, but if you ever, change your mind or anything, well, I'll be keeping the ring if you need it. Bye." And he just walks away. In the narration, he's like, "So long, kid. Thanks for being so sympathetic." And he just wants to be a monkey. So,
Yeah.
oh, and he says, "Don't you worry, I'll be keeping an eye on our friend here." And yeah, the human form of him is still acting like a monkey, still buck
Yep.
naked,
At
acting like a monkey.
least the apes have accepted him. That's nice.
Now, if
This
I
weird naked
recall,
man.
wasn't the conger? Oh, by the way, Buana Beast ends up dying at some point. I think he dies in the pages of Animal Man. Um,
Oh, that makes sense. That seems like a book
and
he would be in.
but Congorilla, if I recall, wasn't there a time where the human form of him died? So he was
Oh.
stuck in the monkey body. And
Ooh. What a
so,
twist.
yeah. But so now we see Swamp Thing. He's picking up Abby in his arms, and then we
She's like,
cut
I think
back.
I owe you an apology. But she says, "Oh, my friend, I think I owe you an apology." What? This is my friend stuff. Is she
Yeah.
friend zoning him now, even though they've been tubering it up for all this time?
And now we see Boss Gorilla. He's in his cage again. He's wearing a nice suit now, so that's good. And it's not the best fitting suit, but it's a suit.
Nope.
And the zookeepers and stuff, they took away all his movies and TV shows, and they're just going to let him watch Planet of the Apes videos from now on.
All 22 of them.
But is that a good thing? Like, isn't that going to make him want to overthrow humanity? I don't know. I think it's better just let him keep watching Three's Company and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Taxi episodes.
that would be great. Yeah. Then he does a Rodney Dangerfield impersonation. And he's like, "Oh, I get
Yeah.
no respect." And
I think that's why they gave him the weird fitting suit,
oh
probably.
yeah, yeah, playing the character. So
Yep.
then we see Swamp Thing carrying Abby into the swamp. They make love in the swamp.
Apparently.
Th-
Yeah.
Doesn't she have it bad enough? Can't you like take her to a nice hotel? What are we doing?
I don't know what nice hotel is gonna give him a room. Like, you're just walking sludge. How about you don't stay here?
So he says, "I think we both owe each other the pleasure of getting acquainted all over again, my love."
Ooh.
And then what does she say, Jank?
But will you still respect me in the morning?
Why would you not respect someone that sleeps with you? That's like, yeah, you're the best. I
Yeah.
respect you so
You're the
much.
tops.
Yeah. So
You're sleeping with a muck man. Like, come on. You're going above and beyond.
I've never respected anyone more in my life. All right, so there it is,
Yeah.
Swamp Thing Annual 3. It's weird. I don't know.
It's very weird.
Again, we're building, building, building all the time, and then like there's just the lightning crack, and then the next panel, oh, everything's done. And Swamp
Yeah.
Thing does nothing.
He really does not
Nothing.
factor into this at all. Like somehow,
I thought he
Grodd
would
was
be the
able to tap
hero.
into his mind, but yeah, he just shows up to be a mindless husk, essentially.
Yeah, I thought he'd rise up, overcome the mind control, and save the day. Nope.
No,
Oh.
not at all. It's honestly this didn't need to be told in a Swamp Thing book because it had so little to do with it. And the him and Abby stuff was just kind of generic and like the most pointless conflict that goes nowhere and then just immediately is resolved. So it's like, what's the point of this? Are you just trying to retell his origin in this kind of backhanded way of showing him reenacting it?
Yeah, I don't know why this had to be written. I don't know, like, what's the point of it? I mean, I like seeing
Yeah.
all the monkeys reunited. That's cool, I guess. All these monkeys, but
The story itself wasn't bad. It's just like this is the kind of reason this is like a prime example of why annuals were never really that good because they
yeah.
were just kind of like these out of continuity, just kind of written by different people half the time than they were writing the main book, and they're just kind of throwaway stories that don't tend to amount to anything.
Yeah, like this is a clever little short story if it's like, maybe a 10-page backup story or something. But like this is like what, 30 pages or something? It was like a long
Yeah, I think it was
story.
like 40.
Rough. So yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mind it though. I thought the characters were fun. I did kind of like the switcheroo of them pulling the rug out from under you with the plot at the end. We're just like, oh yeah, God defeated himself because his brain wasn't capable of handling this. Like that's kind of fun. I don't know. The pacing is weird and stuff, but overall, I enjoyed it for the most part.
Yeah. It's tough for me to say I didn't like a book that had so many monkeys. But
Yeah.
so I'll give it a, better than normal score just for the monkeys. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of this. The art was okay. It wasn't anything great. Again, I don't know who was doing the art. Again, there's four people credited, so who knows?
Yeah.
But
Can't attribute any specific page to anybody in particular.
yeah, you could tell like the style switched. The first Sam Simeon scene, it was definitely a different style. I could tell someone new was drawing that. But all the other stuff kind of just blended together. So I don't know. What, maybe like a five just for the monkeys? No?
I had a good time. I'll give it like a 6.5, I think.
All right.
But I'm definitely higher on it than you are.
Yeah. It's impossible for me to give a monkey book less than a five. So
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there was so much weird, just monkey love going on in this
yeah,
that,
there's
like,
like
I have to give it points for just being so bizarre.
I just don't know what's going on with all that.
Yeah.
And that horrific backstory for Congorilla. I don't know if I want to know what happened to that lady.
No.
I don't.
I wonder if that's an actual book or they're just like throwing in lore here because
Yeah, because they didn't
yikes.
have like an editor's note in issue whatever, so
No. Yeah, I
uh
don't know.
I don't know. All right. So that's Swamp Thing Annual 3, 1987. All right, next week here on the big show, Jank. First of all, how devastated are you that the Fantastic Four is getting good reviews? Are you just gutted? Because
No, because I'll never watch it, so I don't care.
Jack's been on a one-man rampage against this Fantastic Four movie ever since Pedro Pascal had a mustache. He just can't take it. So, but yeah, it's getting good reviews. So, I think it's at like 87 Rotten Tomatoes, and everyone's swooning at it. So you're still not tempted to go see it?
Not in the least.
I will go see it. I'll probably go. I will effort to see it before our next episode. And for that episode, we will be reading Fantastic Four, issue 197 from
197.
1978. And this features the villain, the Red Ghost. And
Oh,
yeah, there are
monkeying up again.
no monkeys though.
Oh, no
Yeah,
monkeys.
and because the big news story was John Malkovich was supposed to play Red Ghost in the Fantastic Four movie, and they cut him from the film.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I guess just a bit part or whatever. But they cut him, so I was like, Red Ghost. I don't even know who that is. So I was looking up this Red Ghost guy, and his gimmick was he trained monkeys to do his
Yeah.
bidding. And but all his appearances like were in the '60s when he had the monkey. So there was an appearance he did with Amazing Spider-Man where he had his monkeys. But I was like, well, we just did a lot of monkeys this week, so we don't. I mean, we can always have more
Yeah.
monkeys. But I wanted to do a Fantastic Four issue just to tie in with the movie because that's what a professional show would do. And of course, we're doing it now like a week after it's been
Yeah,
in
it'll be like
theaters.
2 weeks after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, we're kind of professional. So we're doing Fantastic Four 197. Red Ghost is in this. He fights Reed Richards, and I guess the team's separated. There's Doctor Doom in this as well, and
Ooh, there we go.
so it's quite the
I
issue.
always love to see Doom.
Yeah, good old Doom. So
Yep.
that'll be next week here on the big show. And until then, again, remember if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. And then till next week, don't get any jank on you.